The story begins with an old abandoned tunnel from an unknown era. We see the tunnel from different angles, and then we hear a mysterious voice saying, "The people here are us," and that the loop or cycle needs to be broken. Suddenly, we hear a girl crying behind a door, begging not to be left alone. We see her hands digging at the ground under the door, trying to escape. The background music gets loud, and a loud thud wakes up a girl named Lily, who is sleeping in a van parked at a petrol station. Lily, the main character, wakes up to find Michael, the hero of the story, standing outside the van. He jokes that they're on vacation and she's snoring. There's a good connection between them. They're on a trip with friends, some are out shopping. Lily checks if Michael took his medicine, as he sometimes has strange visions and takes tablets for it. He's a bit embarrassed but says yes. Then we meet their friends, Lex, who's very restless, TJ, and Claire. Lex is always up to something. As they look for their friend Rose, they notice a sign saying the dead body of an unidentified girl was found in the forest. The scene cuts there. We switch to the whole group. 3 girls and 4 boys, all enjoying themselves. Michael reminds everyone they need to hurry or they'll arrive late. The friends pile into the car, sing songs, and Lex keeps drinking alcohol. After a long drive, it gets dark, and everyone becomes tired and irritable. When they ask Michael if he knows where they're going, he insists they're on the right path. They leave the highway and enter the forest, but even after driving far, they can't find the house. Arguments break out over whether they're lost. Suddenly, they see a man waving in the darkness. Michael swerves the car to avoid him, hitting something else instead. The car gets damaged, and the fuel tank starts leaking. Now the car won't run, and no one has a phone signal. Everyone starts to panic about being stuck in the middle of the forest. Lex jokes about setting up a tent and drinking, but the others ignore him. Michael suggests the house is just 2 miles away, and they should walk there with their bags. Everyone agrees, grabs their things, and sets off through the forest on foot. Lex and his friend Francis are carrying a big box. The others ask what's inside, and Lex jokes that it's a river of alcohol. The box is filled with drinks. Michael and Lily follow behind. Lily asks Michael if he's taken his tablets, but he says he forgot them in the car. Lily scolds him for forgetting something so important. Suddenly, they all spot the northern lights, aurora, in the sky, which is shocking because those are only seen near the poles. Not here. The lights quickly disappear, and the group keeps walking until they see a house with the lights on. The boys are sure it's their friend's house, but the girls are cautious. They worry it could be the wrong place, and maybe even dangerous. TJ jokes that they're just being scared for no reason and volunteers to check it out. Rose goes with him. TJ and Rose approach the house, see the lights on, but nobody inside, so they go around to the back where the doors open. They call out, but no one answers. In the kitchen, they find a note. After reading it, they pretend to be scared and run out shouting for everyone to run. The rest of the group panics and starts to flee, but TJ and Rose reveal it was just a prank. The others get angry at them. The note had said, "Claire, TJ, and Lex, wait for us here. We'll be back soon." The group wonders why only those 3 names are on the note. In the end, they all go inside, thinking this is their college friends Matt and Sarah's house, where they were invited to stay. The group loves the house. It feels perfect for parties. They shout, "God bless you, Matt and Sarah, for such an awesome house." Everyone is excited, and they settle in, thinking the night will be full of fun. Suddenly, the power goes out. TJ and Michael step outside to check, only to realize there are no power lines because the house is deep in the forest. That means the house must run on a generator. The 2 search around and finally find the generator, but it barely has any fuel and won't start. They search all the fuel cans nearby, but they're all empty. They guess that maybe Matt and Sarah went out to get more fuel. Just when they're about to give up, they spot a little bit of fuel left in one can. Carefully, they pour the remaining fuel into the generator and manage to get it working again. Relieved, they go back inside. Inside, everyone changes into comfortable clothes and grabs a drink. Glasses clink and laughter fills the air as they prepare for a great party. Everyone is finally relaxed, thinking nothing can go wrong now. Suddenly, Francis says he hears someone running outside. The group falls silent, listening closely. A loud noise follows, making everyone tense. TJ grabs a metal rod for safety and says, "Come on, let's check it out and make sure nothing weird is happening." The 3 boys head outside, searching around, but find nothing unusual. Maybe it was just a wild animal. 2 of the boys go back inside, but Michael stays out for a moment, deciding to check the generator one more time just to be sure. As Michael goes behind the house alone, he notices something moving in the darkness. Fear creeps in, and he starts sweating, feeling very uneasy. Michael has psychological issues, and being alone at night makes it worse. Nervous and jumpy, he quickly heads back inside. When he enters, Lily notices his pale face and asks why he looks so tense. Michael brushes it off, saying he's just tired from all the driving. He tells everyone everyone to enjoy the party and heads off to his room to sleep. Meanwhile, Michael starts feeling very strange. He has all kinds of hallucinations and hears weird voices. He dreams that his friends are running from a cave, shouting his name, and he sees flashes of a key and other random images. Suddenly, he wakes up in fear and finds Lily sitting next to him. The party's over. Lily asks if he's okay, and Michael just says he had a bad dream. The next morning, Michael wakes up with a terrible headache and goes downstairs. Rose asks if he went out last night because she thought she saw him outside. Michael says no, he went to sleep before the party and only just woke up. Everyone is making breakfast together. Michael asks, "Where are Matt and Sarah? Haven't they come back yet?" The others agree they still haven't arrived, and there's no phone in the house to contact them. Suddenly, TJ bursts in, excited, and says he's found a great place to show everyone. As they all get ready to leave, Lily again reminds Michael to get his tablets from the car. This time, Michael gets a bit annoyed and asks why she keeps bringing it up. He feels like she's treating him like a patient when they're supposed to be on vacation. Lily is just worried because Michael gets disturbed without his medicine, and she doesn't want his condition to get worse. Michael assures her they'll get his tablets together later. While they're talking, Lex pulls Rose aside and offers her some mushrooms, claiming they'll give a unique high. At first, Rose refuses, but Lex keeps insisting, so she finally tries one. The group follows TJ into the deep forest, where he proudly shows them a hidden, bunker-like place he discovered. He pounds his chest and says, "Look what an amazing spot I've found." Everyone laughs and jokes as they walk forward. They notice something odd written on a wall. "Break the cycle." They wonder what it means, but no one pays much attention, joking that it's probably just some random graffiti. They keep exploring and soon reach a tunnel. Curiously, they start going inside one by one. As they walk, they spot a symbol on the wall, a snake twisted around, biting its own tail. Rose pauses and says the symbol looks familiar, like she's seen it somewhere before. While everyone keeps moving deeper into the tunnel, Lex quietly takes Rose aside and whispers, "Let's take another route and try to scare the others." Rose agrees and the two sneak off, leaving the rest of the group behind. The others keep walking, calling out for Lex and Rose, but the tunnel seems endless. Suddenly, they reach a wooden bridge with a big hole in the middle, making it too risky to cross. They notice Lex and Rose are gone and start to worry, deciding they should turn back and look for their friends. Michael, though, can't take his eyes off the hole in the bridge, staring into it as if he's lost in thought. Meanwhile, Lex's real reason for pulling Rose aside was to get closer to her. He'd even given her some intoxicating mushrooms, hoping she'd let her guard down. But Rose, even while feeling a little dizzy, isn't fooled. She tells Lex she knows exactly what he's up to and that his plans won't work. Lex gives up, half joking that she figured him out so quickly, and they both decide to return. As they're heading back, Rose suddenly stops and says, "Wait, listen, do you hear anything?" Lex listens but hears nothing and asks Rose what's wrong. She can't explain the strange feeling. The two of them then head back to rejoin the others. On their way, Michael, TJ, and Francis come across a creepy cellar room. They feel uneasy but decide to go inside anyway. Michael enters first and notices something written in red on the wall. "Remember, this is the first time." While Michael is distracted, TJ and Francis sneak out and lock the door to scare him. Already anxious and stressed, Michael becomes terrified being trapped alone. He bangs on the door, begging them to let him out. Lily soon arrives, scolds TJ and Francis for their prank, and demands they open the door. At first, it won't budge, but after some effort, they finally get it open. Michael, now furious, lashes out at TJ and yells for everyone to leave him alone. Meanwhile, Rose is outside, looking around nervously because she feels like someone is watching her. She gets separated from Lex and is left all alone. Feeling scared, she wanders around until she enters a room and suddenly feels a hand grab her ankle tightly. Terrified, she screams for help. The others hear her, rush over, and find her shaking and crying. Lex shows up, and everyone immediately blames him for scaring Rose. He insists he didn't do anything and says he just gave her a magic mushroom earlier. Maybe that's why she's hallucinating. At first, everyone is worried, but then they all laugh it off, thinking Rose is just overreacting. However, Rose is deeply shaken because she sees a scratch, like a nail mark, on her ankle where the hand grabbed her, but nobody else sees anything there. Lily comforts her and helps her go to sleep. Later, Lily and Michael go out to the van to get Michael's tablets. On the way, Michael asks Lily how it would feel if they knew someone was out to kill them. Lily tells him this is exactly why he shouldn't miss his tablets, and Michael promises it's nothing serious. When they reach the van, they're surprised to see the door open. Michael is certain he closed it before. While getting his tablets, Lily notices blood on the side of the car. Michael remembers he hit something the night before while trying to avoid a man on the road. Lily assumes it was probably an animal, and they decide not to tell the others since everyone is already scared. They quietly return to the house. Everyone is sitting in the garden, but they're worried because their friends and house owners, Matt and Sarah, still haven't arrived. There's no phone signal, the car won't start, and nothing seems to be going right. Lex, however, tries to cheer cheer everyone up, saying they should enjoy their vacation even if Matt and Sarah aren't there. After all, the note said to wait. Lex remembers he lost his wallet in the tunnel, so he takes TJ with him to look for it. Meanwhile, Rose is nervous inside the house. She finds a book with the same snake symbol they saw in the tunnel, a snake biting its own tail. Rose explains that the book says, "This is a curse. Anyone affected gets trapped in a cycle, dying and coming back to life over and over, never able to escape." The others think Rose is just hallucinating from the mushrooms Lex gave her and don't believe her. Rose feels upset and goes outside alone, where she starts hearing strange voices and sees bloody visions. Terrified, she runs back inside and locks the door, but then sees a bloody hand on the window. She screams, but no one else sees it. They tell her it's just her imagination. Rose insists she really has seen spirits and knows about witchcraft, but the group teases her. Claire jokes that Michael should give Rose his medicine for hallucinations, but this upsets Michael and angers Lily, who defends him. The group starts to argue. Michael tries to calm everyone down, tells them to go swim and enjoy, and says he'll take care of Rose. Michael stays to look after Rose while Lily, Claire, and Francis go swimming. Meanwhile, Lex and TJ explore the tunnel and find a locked room. Joking around, they unlock it and step inside, only to be horrified. They see dead bodies covered with sacks. Shockingly, one body is Lex's, another is TJ's, and the third is Francis's. Terrified, Lex and TJ run back to the house. Back inside, Rose is panicking. When Michael tries to help her, she screams, hallucinating that his face is bloody and scary. When Lily, Claire, and Francis return, Francis accuses Michael of frightening Rose, which makes Michael angry. Just then, Lex and TJ burst in and tell everyone about seeing their own dead bodies in the tunnel. The group thinks they're just high on mushrooms and making things up, but TJ insists it's true. Francis, frustrated, decides to go see for himself, warning Lex and TJ they'll be in trouble if they're lying. Claire also joins them as they head out to the tunnel to check. All four, Lex, TJ, Francis, and Claire, head toward the tunnel. Meanwhile, Lily tries to help Rose sleep, but Rose keeps seeing scary illusions. She imagines Michael dragging someone in a white dress through the tunnel in a minecart and hitting someone on the head with a stone. In the tunnel, Lex and TJ show the dead bodies to Francis and Claire. Now, Francis and Claire also get scared because it's all true. They see the bodies themselves. Back at the house, Rose gets terrified when she looks at Lily, thinking Lily's head is broken and covered in blood. Rose screams that this isn't their world and insists they have to escape. Lily tries to calm her, saying they are all together, but Rose keeps repeating that they need to break the cycle. She runs and falls down. The others return to the house. Francis is upset and wants to leave immediately, but Lex and TJ say there's nowhere to go since they don't have a car. They decide to make Rose lie down and discuss staying for the night. TJ, still worried, says a murderer must be around since their own dead bodies are in the tunnel, so they should lock all doors and stay awake. Lex argues, saying there aren't random bodies, it's their own bodies in the tunnel. He thinks maybe the three of them are already dead and are just souls now. This shocks everyone, leading to a big argument. TJ pulls Lex aside and scolds him for talking nonsense, but Lex insists if their bodies are in the tunnel, then maybe they are ghosts. He wants answers and thinks they need to go back to the tunnel to find out what's really happening. Michael joins them, but Lex and TJ tell him to stay out of it, saying he's not involved since his body isn't there. Then Lex and TJ head off to the tunnel again. Now we see Michael, who is very scared and acting strangely. He feels like someone is running away and keeps seeing weird things. To calm himself, he makes some coffee and sits alone, thinking about whether he should take his medicine. While sitting, he opens a drawer and finds a red crane toy, which makes him start thinking deeply. The scene shifts away from him. Meanwhile, Lex and TJ are back in the tunnel, holding knives for safety and talking about how something isn't right here. They hear a girl crying inside a cellar room and get scared, but decide to check. When they open the door, they see Claire inside. This shocks them because they know the real Claire is back at the house, so who is this? TJ goes inside to help, and the girl begs them not to leave her, but Lex pulls TJ out and locks the door again, telling him to think. When they first came, they saw dead bodies that looked like themselves, and now they see a girl who looks just like Claire. Lex realizes this isn't the real Claire. He says they need to hurry home and protect the real Claire. Both of them run back to the house. Meanwhile, Michael is still acting weird, peeking out windows and behaving anxiously. He goes to wash his face and sees mud on his reflection in the mirror, probably because he hasn't taken his medicine and is now hallucinating. Rose's condition is getting worse. She sees everyone around her as injured and scary, especially Lily, who looks like she has blood running from her head. This makes Rose even more frightened. Claire comes in to check on Rose. Notice she's wearing a white t-shirt, the same color as the dress the Claire lookalike in the tunnel had on. Meanwhile, Michael stands in front of the mirror and hears creepy voices telling him that his friends aren't really his friends and that they want want to kill him. Michael, terrified, starts making a plan of his own. He grabs some ropes and throws them out the window, as if he's getting ready to escape or defend himself. TJ comes back to the house, relieved to see Claire safe, and hugs her. But now Claire is wearing a different dress than before, which is strange. The group gathers in the kitchen, and remembering all the weird events and Michael's odd behavior, starts to suspect him. They think maybe he's dangerous because of his psychological issues and might be behind everything. Lily tries to defend Michael, but the others just want to stay safe. They grab a rope and go to Michael's room. When they arrive, Michael is sitting calmly, almost as if he was expecting them, and asks, "Has the time come?" Now the group ties Michael's hands, sits him in the hall, and starts questioning him. They accuse him of trapping them all there and demand answers. Even Lily, who usually supports Michael, begins to doubt him. She asks if he took his medicine or if his psycho side is coming out. When Lily loses faith in him, Michael breaks down and says he doesn't know what's happening or what will happen next. Claire is terrified and insists she doesn't want to be near Michael, fearing he'll hurt her. The group decides to lock Michael in the cellar room of the tunnel until morning, using the key they found earlier. Michael is heartbroken that his own friends now see him as a threat. As they take Michael to the tunnel, they see the northern lights again, something that shouldn't happen twice in the same place. Francis is especially unsettled, realizing that strange things keep happening since they arrived. When they reach the tunnel, they notice the words "break the cycle" are no longer written there. They lock Michael in the cellar room, giving him some food and a torch, both given by Lily, and warn him to behave. Lex keeps the key. Alone and frightened, Michael begins to see disturbing illusions. Just like Rose did, he sees someone falling from the broken bridge and imagines himself holding the key to the room. Hoping the key is in the food bag, he searches, but it isn't there. Back at the house, Claire keeps nervously asking if Michael was tied up properly. She's so scared for her own safety that she can't relax. Suddenly, Rose shows up looking extremely pale and sees everyone as horribly injured, with Lex's stomach open and everyone bleeding. She tells the group, "You think locking Michael away has solved your problems, but he's not in that cellar room at all." Then Rose faints. Meanwhile, in the tunnel, Michael really has somehow escaped the cellar room and is wandering through the tunnel. No one knows how he got out. He reaches the wooden bridge, which used to have a big hole in it, but now the hole is gone, leaving Michael confused about what's happening. Back at the house, Lex, TJ, and Claire decide they can't trust Michael anymore. They arm themselves with knives and lanterns, planning to catch and restrain Michael before he can hurt anyone. Lily pleads with them not to harm Michael, but they say it's for everyone's safety. Claire goes along, and notably, she's now wearing the same white dress as the other Claire they saw locked up in the tunnel, showing that everything is starting to repeat and connect. Lily is crying, feeling trapped and lost, while Francis suggests they should just run away, but Lily refuses to leave Rose behind. Meanwhile, Lex, TJ, and Claire reach the cellar room in the tunnel and are shocked. Michael is gone, even though Lex still has the key. Suddenly, the group spots Michael in the distance, and he starts running. Lex, TJ, and Claire chase after him, calling his name. Claire falls, TJ stops to help her, and Lex runs ahead alone after Michael. As Lex crosses the bridge, it suddenly breaks. He falls, and a sharp wooden piece fatally injures him. His stomach is torn open, just like the vision Rose saw earlier. Lex dies on the spot, and Claire and TJ are left crying, swearing not to let Michael escape. Back at the house, Rose keeps shouting that they must break the cycle, but then she dies too. Francis, scared and desperate, tells Lily they need to escape and call for help. Before leaving, Lily writes a note in the kitchen, listing the names Lex, TJ, and Claire, and writes, "If you have come, wait for us here. We'll be back soon." This note is the same one the group found when they first arrived at the house, the note they thought Matt and Sarah had left. But now it's clear, Matt and Sarah never wrote it, and this isn't even their house. The group had read a note they themselves would eventually write, and only the names of the tunnel group were on it. The story's events are repeating in a loop, and all the clues are finally coming together. Now in the tunnel, TJ and Claire are searching for Michael. Michael, hiding above them, attacks. He pushes a minecart onto TJ, killing him instantly. Now Claire is alone, running in fear. Michael catches her too, locks her in a room, the same way they found another Claire locked up earlier. Michael then goes to Lex's body, who died from the bridge fall, and takes the key to the room where he himself was locked. Meanwhile, Lily and Francis are running through the forest, hoping to find help. They pass the spot where their van broke down. Suddenly, they see a car coming. Francis waves and tries to stop it, but gets shocked. It's their own van, with all their friends inside, just as it was 2 days ago. You'll remember in the first scene, the group saw a man trying to stop their car. That man was actually Francis, and just like before, Michael doesn't stop, swerves, and hits something. Now the truth is revealed. It was Lily standing by the road, not a stranger. And when Michael swerved, he hit Lily. She was the one left injured at the side, which explains why Rose kept seeing Lily's head bleeding in her visions. Also, when Michael and Lily found blood on the van the next day, thinking it was from an animal, it was actually Lily's blood. At this point, Francis realizes they are all trapped in a time loop. To save everyone, they need to break the cycle. With new determination, he runs back toward the house. Now we see Michael. By this point, he has killed 2 of his friends, Lex and TJ. After killing them, Michael puts their bodies in a room inside the tunnel. He keeps Claire alive, but ties her up and leaves her locked in another room. Then Michael goes to another room in the tunnel. Remember the red crayon he found in the drawer earlier? He uses it to write on the wall. This is the first time. So it was actually Michael who wrote that message. After this, Michael goes back to the house and puts the red crayon back in the drawer. He knows the time loop is about to start all over again, so everything needs to look normal for the others when they arrive. But if the group finds Rose's dead body, they'll know something is wrong. So Michael takes Rose's body and hides it, making sure there's nothing suspicious when the loop resets. Soon, just like before, the friends arrive at the house, happy and clueless, thinking this is their friend Matt and Sarah's place. They find the letter and believe it was left for them, so they start living in the house again, completely unaware that they're trapped in a cycle. Meanwhile, Francis has figured out the truth. He's not only alive, but now understands they're stuck in a time loop. He tries to warn his friends and runs to the van to get help, but by the time he gets there, everyone has already left the van and walked to the wrong house. Francis takes a drink from the van but forgets to close the door behind him. This explains why, earlier in the story, Michael and Lily found the van door open when they came to get the tablets. Francis runs to the house and bangs on the door, desperate to warn the others. But suddenly, Michael sneaks up and hits Francis on the head with a big stone, dragging him away before anyone can see. Michael wants to keep the time loop going forever. Earlier, when the friends heard strange sounds outside the house and went to check, they didn't see anyone, but it was actually Francis banging on the door, and Michael was the one who attacked him and pulled him away. Rose saw something outside but thought it was just another scary vision. Michael drags Francis to the tunnel and kills him there by slitting his throat. While dying, Francis uses his blood to write "Break the Cycle" on the wall. Now it's clear that Francis was the one who wrote that message before he died, trying to warn anyone who might escape the loop. Now the movie takes a truly dark turn. After hiding the bodies of his friends in the tunnel, Michael heads to the back of the house where the current Michael, the one from the present loop, is alone putting fuel in the generator. Suddenly, the Michael from the previous loop appears. The current Michael is shocked and asks, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" The other Michael quickly gives him a key, taken from Lex's pocket, and warns him, "Don't trust your friends. They all think you're crazy and will never believe you. Soon they'll lock you in the tunnel cellar. That's the key. Keep it with you. If you don't kill them first, they'll kill you." Here we see how Michael's psychological struggles and constant suspicion from his friends mess with his mind. He already feels like everyone treats him as a patient or makes fun of him. Now being handed a key and told his friends want to kill him just feeds his paranoia. That's why, instead of enjoying the party, Michael prefers to be alone. As the previous Michael warned, the friends do end up mocking Michael, doubting him, and finally locking him in the cellar room. But Michael escapes using the key, thanks to his past self. There's also a scene at night where Michael sneaks out, meets his past self, and asks, "Why should I kill my friends?" The previous Michael just says, "You won't understand. And don't take your tablets. You're not crazy. Your friends want you to believe you're mad by making you take those pills. In the morning, you'll see for yourself." This explains the earlier scene when, after waking up, Michael is told by Rose, "I saw you outside last night," but Michael insists he never went out. If you connect the clues, you see how the time loop repeats and Michael gets more and more lost in it. And remember that opening scene with a girl crying for help behind an iron door? That was actually Claire, who ends up trapped in the tunnel, calling out to be saved. But the movie isn't over yet. In most time loop films, the events repeat endlessly and the story just stops. But in this movie, the end credits reveal something different, hinting that maybe, just maybe, there is a way to break the cycle or escape the loop. The movie ends by returning to the very first scene. Lily is asleep in the van, and Michael wakes her up. Then at the window, someone suddenly appears, hits the glass, and falls. It turns out this was actually Lily from the previous loop, injured from the accident. If only the Lily from this time loop had seen and understood the warning from her injured self, maybe the cycle would have been broken. But if it was just a dream, then nothing will ever change. The friends are stuck in this endless loop, just like the snake in the symbol, killing and reviving themselves over and over, trapped forever. The movie leaves us with 2 possible endings. One where the loop might be broken if they realize the truth, and another where it continues forever. With this confusion, the director ends the story, leaving us to wonder. So friends, how did you like this mind-bending movie? Let me know in the comments how you found the story. If you liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.